Hello and welcome to Liberty Nation's LNTV. It's all happening in Pennsylvania. Court cases in abundance and questions of the same amount. To join us on this is Liberty Nation's Legal Affairs Editor, Mr. Scott DiCosenza. Welcome, Scott.
Hi, Mark.
Scott, first questions first. How many cases are taking place?
It seems like too many to count. There is one case regarding Pennsylvania election law in the United States Supreme Court. We just had a case from the state Supreme Court come down earlier this week. And as we record on the 18th of November, there is a current pending case. This is sort of the big case in the Middle District of Pennsylvania in federal court.
Could you tell us a little bit about that one in the Middle District, please?
Well, this is the case that Rudy Giuliani argued, entering an appearance for the campaign, and in which they tried to see the judge rule, I think 670-some thousand votes be cast aside for being counted outside the presence of campaign watchers. That
ties in with the recent case regarding election observers, doesn't it, Scott?
Yes, Mark. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruled on November 17th that a lower court had erred when it required Philadelphia Democrat officials to let independent and Republican vote watchers within 6 feet of ballot counting operations. They had said that the state law that only required those people be allowed in the same room as the counting went on was sufficient.
You made an interesting analogy in a recent piece on this, where you said that in theory this could be a room the size of a football field, and in one end zone are the votes, and in the other end zone they could place the Republican and independent vote watchers. Is that right?
Just a larger pair of binoculars, I think, is all that the watchers would need. Yes, that is right. And the reason why I made that point, Mark, was because in an earlier ruling, the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania had rewritten election law in order to add days to when mail-in ballots could be cast in order to accommodate voters during the pandemic. Now, the reason why that is important is because the legislature had already met after the pandemic and instituted new election rules to accommodate voting during the pandemic. And of course, the legislature is where these rules are both constitutionally and historically delineated, not in the courts. And so the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania is a partisan court. It's ruled by a majority of Democrats, and it just seemed to me to be, let's say, I am a member of the Pennsylvania Bar, so I have to be a little bit careful here, but curious that when it came time to rule in the one instance, they were quickly able to rewrite a clearly written law to effectuate a result that benefited the Biden campaign. And then in the second case, they declined to grant what seemed to be the full meaning of a requirement that observation be able to be meaningful in a case that also, with a different kind of analysis, happened to also benefit the Biden campaign.
Scott, is there any recourse for what may seem to many folks to be a biased ruling?
Mark, they can appeal that ruling in federal court if they allege a federal right has been implicated in the Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruling. They haven't done so yet.
So, Scott, we're seeing cases all across the country. Is this part of a piecemeal throw it against the wall and see what sticks? Or does it appear to you that there's a grander strategy behind the whole thing?
Mark, increasingly it does look like a sort of throw it against the wall and see what sticks philosophy.
Well, we'll keep our viewers updated on this on the pages of Liberty Nation, so please do check that out. Thanks for joining us, Scott.
Thanks, Mark.
And thanks to you at home.
Go deeper on the topic discussed in this video. Head on over to one of these links here or go to our Liberty Nation Roku channel. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for Liberty.